Good morning to one and all. Today, our concept is the design thinking in the internal communication process. Now, we can discuss what is the importance of communication, what is the need of communication. We can see now exactly what does it present days. We already talked about how design thinking can help your company and business purposes or any other project you are in that. Okay, so we also talked about which are the key factors when we are applying the methodology and how our products and services should be human centered designed. Okay, these are already we said that in previous classes. What the most thing of need for communication in the sense, what is the importance of communication in design thinking in the sense, the ability to get the right feedback, okay, from a user without a push or a pull from both sides. So at the time it leverages heavily on a good communication skills. Nowadays you can see how the communication skills to be more affected on our companies and business purposes and other project words. We also talked about which are the key main factor when we are applying some methodologies, some metrics, and how our products, how we feel and touch that, and services should be a human centered designed in the sense. Now we can see the good communication skills, so that the team members of a design thinking project should keep this in mind when they are in communication skills. It is used for a future purpose. What I meant to say exactly in the sense, what the ability to get the right feedback from a user without a push or pull from both sides. It leverages heavily on a good communication skills, so that the time the team members of a design thinking project should keep in this mind when we are honoring their communication skills for a future purpose. What I meant to say exactly in the sense, one of the key aspect in any design thinking project, we can say it is the ability we want to communicate both internally and as well as externally. But this is a topic we want to learn about this, which is ignored or given the least preference in some design thinking trainings. Okay, this is the given the least preference in some design thinking trainings. Even though what I am saying, the communication skills is not a core topic for design thinking, but its importance, I want to say its essential key points, key factors during the execution of the process. It is so significantly play a crucial role, and I feel it should be one of the follow up trainings which need to be attended by anyone who are interested in design thinking. Okay, wherever you go you must ensure the importance of communication, wherever it plays a big role in our world. Okay, where do communication skills play a role and how it is important. Is it for design thinking, how we want to think, whatever the project you want to think. First of all, if we have to design, we have to emphasize, and then we have to observe those things, and then finally if we have to prototype, and finally if we have to make a test. Okay, these are the concept of design thinking, how where do communication skills it plays a vital role and how it is important for design thinking. What our answering in the sense, to answer this question, we need to look at the various phases in typically we want to say in business purposes and as well as company purposes. In various phases it is a typical process, and we need to understand the role of communication in that process. What I am exactly say in the sense, first of all we want to learn about the first thing is that the role of communication in that phase. First one, we want to define that phase. What I want to say now, we want to define that phase. How we want to define? In the sense, in every project we find that communication is a key factor, either with our clients. Okay, what we want to say, either with our clients, in which we can use some tools, and in the sense we can use some components from the project, from the storytelling technique. And in the internal communication within our team, and as well as company or our boss with the decision maker, etc. We need some we want to find that communication is a key factor. Okay, now we will talk about some dig deeper. In the sense, what is the meaning of the dig deeper exactly? In the sense, to make a lot of effort with all one's resources. Okay, at the time we can say about this dig deeper. Now we will discuss this dig deeper. To make a lot of effort for any particular project we take about, it will all one resources. I want to say what that importance of designing. In the sense, on this last subject we will talk about the importance of designing, what the important in designing a better communication method, which it will be allow some better understanding and moving quickly and fastly in the decision taking. What I meant to say agility, in the sense, it is nothing but to move quickly and easily. Okay, what I meant to say, in the sense, in every project, if you took any project, we first of all, if you want to find out that communication is the main key factor, either with our clients, in which we can use tools from the storytelling technique, you need some communication factor. And in the internal communication within our team, within our team, coordinate and as well as company or our boss. In front of boss, we need a communication. That is the importance of designing with the decision maker who want to talk to that in front of our company or our boss or our colleagues. We need most of all the communication, etc. And now we will talk about dig deeper to make a lot of effort with all one's resources on this last subject. And we will talk about the importance of designing a better communication method, it which allow a better understanding the colleagues and our boss, and agility, in the sense it moving very quickly and easily in our taking the decisions. Okay, this is the concept of the design thinking in the internal communication process. Here we can study about 5 phases. How many phases we can study about there? 5 phases. First of all, if we have to study about, first of all, you need to define a phase. What we need to define? Phase, in the sense, first of all, accepting the existence of a problem which needs to be resolved in the core of design thinking. And this happens only through our open communication. So getting our feedback from the market or the field officer and being open to such feedbacks is very important to our task. Okay, so the challenge in this phase lies not only in identifying the problem, and we want to defining the scope even. Okay, but also you are convincing the members. Okay, you are convincing the members of the design thinking team that this is the topic which needs to be what you want to focus on that. Okay, so finally what I conclude in a defined phase, in the sense the team needs to be motivated. The team needs to be motivated, and we want to say and we want to drive in to address whatever the issues include in that our project, which has been defined as the scope of the future purpose. Okay, it is the It is the complete concept of first phase, that is nothing but define a phase, and coming to the second one, that is nothing but observe phase. What we have to observing at that phase in design thinking, the internal communication process. First of all, observe phase. What we have to observe in that project, external communication or communicating with stakeholders or customers or persons, whatever it may be, who are not part of your organization, is a tricky skill. Okay, so if you are talking to a existing customer who are using your product, it is important to have an open mind and not a defensive one. What I meant to say in the sense, especially if the customers are critical about that product, so you want to realize that person's easier said than done. Okay, and we want to observe one more. They keep it in mind. They ask one more question if you have to done that. Also, the questions which are asked during the direct interactions with that end users, they define the information you can get out of them. And when I refer to the questions, I not only refer to the words which form the question, but the tone in which it is asked and the body language which goes with it. Okay, so obviously communication is a key ingredient in this phase. Okay, communication is a vital role placed in our project, in our work teams, and as well as our product and services, whatever it may be, you can done this. Communication is very important task which are asked during some direct interaction with the user and the end user, and we want to define some information you can get out of them. And when I refer to the question, I not only refer to the words which form the question, but the tone in which it is asked, and you have to see the appearance of the body language which goes with it. Obviously, I want to explain now. Communication is a key ingredient in this observe phase. Okay, what they are observing. Okay, and the third one is define a point of view. What if we have to define in that point of view, the people who interact with the kids know that it is an art to tell a story, and I keep the audience captivated without losing the message. Okay, which you want to convey your message with your kids who are interacting the people, it is an art Okay, so my experience with storytelling in a design thinking, okay, I want to communicate with you. This is nothing but importance of communication, okay, of student and as well as a lecturer. My experience with storytelling in design thinking has been the same thing okay. So the art of storytelling has to be incorporated in such a way that the story does not take the listener too far away from the topic, but at the same time it has all the relevant information is a part of the story. Okay, of course you have to keep the audience captivated as well. So I remember the first time we formulated the problem statement during our training, and we joked that it looks more like a English class. Okay, so rather than a design thinking training, the clarity and depth required in how it might we do. Okay, the statement can only be achieved if you have a good grasp of the language, okay, combined with the deep knowledge gathered from that observed phase. Okay, first of all, the point of view you have to communicate to the people you want to interact. It's an art I remember the first time we formulating the problem statement during our training, and we joked that it looks more like a English class rather than a design thinking training. Okay, this is the concept phase of third phase, that is nothing but we want to define some point of view particularly. Okay, especially coming to the fourth one, that is nothing but we want to ideate phase. What phase? Now we can discuss the ideate phase. What is the meaning of the ideate phase? Okay, now we can discuss the ideate phase. In that ideate phase, in that selling ideas, we want to selling ideas is an interesting topic, ma. Okay, selling ideas is an interesting topic. The clarity with which the idea is expressed brings out the clarity of thought of the ideator. Ideator in the sense who ideate something, innovation, ideas in our mind. Okay, ideas can be appreciated and built upon by others. Okay, if you have get some idea about some topic, okay, and likewise all are getting some key points about some they are getting some ideate about a phase. If you have taken some project, in that project if you have to think about yes, this project it's done like if we have get some clarity with which the idea is expressed, brings out the clarity of through thought of the ideator. Yes, ideas can be appreciated and built upon by others only if they are understood the way it was intended to be, even though it is not good to be possessive, ma, about your own ideas. The ability to force others, we want to think in the same or a similar way in which your mindset thought about in the first place is an achievement which requires extremely a good communication skills. Of what is I meant to say ideate phase in the sense exactly in the sense what I meant to say in the sense ideate phase in the sense we want to sell some product to others. Your selling ideas is an interesting topic, so the people should clarity about the idea is expressed to you. It brings out the clarity if you have thought of the ideator. Okay, so ideas can be appreciated and it is built upon by others only if they are understood the way it was intended to be. Of course even though it is not good to be possessive about your own ideas, the ability to force others, ma, to think in the same way. So many members, if you have some get an idea, that idea will get to some other in mind. Okay, as well as if you have to ideate in which your mind thought about it is the first place we can get achievement in this idea. Okay, which requires extremely a good communication skill. Okay, and last one finally we can discuss about the prototype phase in the sense to test what we want to create a solution in prototype phase. Coming to the prototype phase, in fifth phase we have to learn about, we want to converting that ideas into something which is feasible and which can be demonstrated to an end user sounds. Okay, it is easy to do the task. It is easy if we have mastered the art of working with a team. Note that the team members had their own ideas during the previous phase, and the elements of their ideas may or may not be a part of the prototype. So it will be tough for a team member to do the task on an idea so which has no element of his or her original idea about that particular project, what they think about that. Okay, this is the concept of prototype phase. What I meant to say in the sense we are learn about the design thinking in the internal communication process. What I meant to say exactly in the sense we want to learn about the key factor now. What exactly we have to learn about in every project. We find that communication is a key factor, ma. It is either with our clients in which we can use our tools from the storytelling techniques, as well as we are humans after all are and not a missions, ma. So the ability to make the team work together on a prototype without being biased and judgmental requires, it's nothing but it is an excellent coordination skills. Okay, we want to make a group, a form a team. The ability to make the team work together on a prototype to test to create a solution without being biased and judgmental requires, we seen an excellent coordination skills. And finally we can take we can the importance of designing. Last one, we can test their phase. Sixth one is nothing but we want to test phase, the concept where you have to make a test, and finally if you have to release the product to the customer, whatever the customer needs, whatever the problems, we have to take some ideate challenging assumption and then do that task. Finally, what is the meaning of the test phase? What exactly the test phase in the sense? In the design thinking in the internal communication process, what I meant to say in the sense exactly, what I meant to say in the sense, the test phase, finally we want to discuss the ability to convince the end user. Okay, you have to release the product to the customer, that is nothing but that person is the end user, ma. The ability to convince the end user that this is an unbiased validation of an idea, okay, in the form of a prototype, so that the end user does not think about the future implications, okay, of the feedback given, whatever they given the client. Any user will be reluctant to change. It is very important task to do that. So the ability to get the right feedback from a user without a push or pull from both sides leverages heavily on a good communication skills. What I meant to say in the sense exactly, exactly in our project, in every project we find that communication is a key factor. Communication skills is not a topic, ma'am, which can be taught in isolation. What I meant to say, which can be, you can taught yourselves, which can be taught in isolation, but is always in the context of a particular situation. In the context of a particular situation, which can be, you can taught in isolation minded. Okay, keep it to your mind this point. The different phases of design thinking, what it involves, utilizing a different communication skill. Yes, you have seen the different phases of design thinking. First one, if we have to define and then observe and then ideate and then prototype phase, and finally if we have to study about the test phase. These are the different phases of design thinking involve how we can utilizing a different communication skill. So the team members of a design thinking project, what I meant to say in the sense, so the team members of a design thinking project should keep this in mind when we are honoring their communication skills for a future project. What I meant to say, what I conclude, that we will talk about the importance of designing a better communication method, which will allow a better understanding and it will move quickly and easily in the decision taking. What exactly I meant to say in the importance of designing, in the sense the meaning of design, it may be defined as we want to create fashion and execute, or we want to construct according to a particular plan. So we want to design is to plan the creation of a new product and service, or whatever it may be, a system to solve a specific problem with the intention of we are improving our human experience communication skills. Okay, this is the key concept of importance of communication skills. Okay, this is the concept of the design thinking in the internal communication process. We have to learn about here what is the need for communication, and one more thing we have to learn here, what is the importance of communication. And we need to study about, there are 6 phases we have to study about. First one is we want to learn about, we want to define a phase, how we want to define. First of all, if we have to take project, that project how we want to define at that project. And second phase, how we can do observe at that phase. And third one, we have to define the point of view. At the point of view, how can we can define a project. And then we have to fourth one, we can ideate a phase, ideate something new ideas about that project, something innovation ideas. We are getting a challenging assumption of our project. And finally, the prototype phase, what we can done, we want to create, we want to start a particular solution at that a project. And coming to the last one, sixth one, we want to test a phase, is nothing but a concept via we can test a phase. We want to make a test to deliver to the particular product to the customer. Last phase, we can do a test. And finally, we have to release that product to the customer or stakeholders or peoples, whatever the customer gave feedback to the team members or the user, whatever they use the project, that feedback they want to take some challenging way, and there are any problems in might be occurred in that project, they want to solve in particular creation and automation, like especially they have to done and then give to the customer exactly whatever they need to ask, like that project of our team. Okay, this is the concept of importance of communication. We can see the communication skills is a key factor of our company purposes and business purposes, as well as our all colleges, whatever it may be. We can communicate a student and a learner, student and faculty, and as a learner, we want to communicate with a student and as well as a faculty. Must and should we need a communication essential role. It plays a vital role for communication. Whatever you need to ask a question, and they can reply to the students what the exact answer to be. Okay, this is nothing but the concept of importance for communication in design thinking. Okay, later we can discuss the further topic, that is nothing but in design thinking 4th unit, the concept is tiles toolkit. Tile is also one more toolkit. It's a very important concept if we have to learn about in design thinking. Okay, so in further video we can learn about tiles toolkit. Thank you ma, up to now.